What's the crack, everyone? How he's getting on? His fans out there for the 420 or whatever it is.
Dope. I'm not doing that this one.
Don't tell you, banana. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy 420. I hope he's left out cookies for Snoop Dogg last night.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Can you say shit on YouTube? Well, like I say, can you put it on the writing? Should you not have like a hashtag or something in there?
Sue me, bitch.
Sue me for what?
Yeah. I ain't got nothing. Take me views off me. I have about 4 of them.
Yeah. Oh no! Please don't close the channel down.
Yeah.
We worked really hard for this.
Yeah. We work once a week, every other month.
It's got random text
for an hour here and there.
Your podcast, let's go, man.
Wasn't doing that else.
Me and you weren't sitting there the 31st of December going, this is our year. This is our year.
Yeah, boys. 2016 is our year.
Yeah, go troll all in that.
New year, new me. Bit late for that. You watching footy, Red?
Yeah, I watched one team play football last night.
It was Jesus. Do you know
what? You know United need? Man United need a fixture against Aston Villa. That's what they need.
An easy three.
That's what they need. A handy three handed to them, and then they'll get a little bit of self-belief back. They are shocked. Did you see this? The video going around today. Liverpool couldn't get you near United for this 15-minute passage of play, and they're warming up.
Yeah. And they was going, yeah.
And there's TikToks going around. Harry Kane takes jersey off, throws to a fan, and they go, some fellas having a shoot. You say, why is that? Deadly. Yeah, shocking.
It's as a Liverpool fan, I'd normally take a lot of pleasure out of it.
I know, do I am taking a lot of pleasure out of it. Fuck United fans.
I know, but at the same time, it's kind of like it's just like it's pathetic. They didn't try. Like the young fella came on for the last 5 minutes, made more tackles than fucking Bruno Fernandes and whoever else. Fucking who
give it up. The season's over, and the season's over, and they're going to wait for the new manager to come in, and then they'll have a decent start next season.
Like Pogba gave up after 10 minutes. He was goal down. He said, "Fuck it, I'm out here." You know, it's like the attitude, the amount of money spent, and the attitude stinks.
And you know what it is though? That's what happens when you go out and you're just buying all these players to have like the 80 millions for Harry Maguire and the 100 million for Didier Pogba. When you're going and you're just spending all this money, you're not bringing in players that you're not getting like a Ryan Giggs.
When you're pointing a Ronaldo like that, you know what you're pointing for.
Yeah,
you know, and he's not. He was the worst purchase for the club at the time because it looked like they were making the right decisions. They brought in Varane. They needed that. They didn't really need Sancho, but they brought in a young player. I get that. And then they went in.
Sancho has been decent. In fairness,
not bad, but it wasn't what they needed. They still had Greenwood. They had Elanga coming through. They had Rashford there. They still have Lingard. You know what I mean? They had lots of players that played that position. They really needed a midfielder. They need to change Wan-Bissaka. He's fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
And maybe they did need another striker, an actual striker, because Cavani hasn't really done the job.
They needed a little chickerito that they could just bring on that would guarantee it.
Ronaldo, I don't think he was the right fit, and it changed the dynamic of the team because now all of a sudden you had a superstar playing who wasn't going to do any of the graft. So essentially you're down to 10 players doing the graft, and you don't really get away with it.
For me, the problem with the Ronaldo signing is the wrong Manchester United signed Ronaldo. Like, if that was still a United pushing for the top 4, Ronaldo would have slotted in right there and, played well with them. But he's showing up and they're a shambles. And even he's disinterested. So you're not going to get the best out of Ronaldo, but you're going to be paying him a lot of money. And then there's a lot of expectation. And then it makes it seem a lot worse. And it's like, it's just bad. Like, get rid of David Moyes. The moment they got rid of David Moyes, they deserve what's happening now, but B, made it so.
What do you think of all the fans kind of they're protesting the Glazers and stuff like that? Like, the Glazers have taken money out of the club. You hear Neville going on about it constantly. Like,
but it's a business. And it's their business, and they can do what they want with their business.
And the other thing is, they've invested in that team.
Exactly.
This is what
I'm saying. And and they listened to the
Shout out,
fans.
shout out Butler. I hear Butler's he's doing his own. Is he not headlining his own gig, but he's doing his
Oh yeah,
own.
he's supporting the Rising Suns. Not sure the date, but if you want to type in the comments, I will say it. But yeah, fair play to
Shout out
you. You're
Butler
doing great.
anyway.
You're
Yeah,
doing great,
yeah.
pal. Delighted for you.
Love
I'd
the
say.
videos and all that. Yeah. So to be honest, the United are just a fucking shambles. I mean, I'd rather talk about Liverpool. Thiago, Alcantara. What?
Baller,
Like
baller.
it was very easy for him, but
But he
he's
made it look
fucking
easy.
levels. Yeah,
He
he
controlled that
is
game so
levels.
well last night. Like he controlled it.
He just makes
And the
everything.
worst thing, but the thing about it
As
was,
a footballer myself, everything he does is just majestic. The way he controls the ball, the way he passes the ball, everything you're just like that's pure football. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's someone who you know from morning, noon, and night. He just loves playing football and it fucking shines through. You know what I mean? So Thiago, I'm glad. So what's that? 14th of May, Liberty Hall. So there you go. 14th of May, Liberty Hall. Go in and check out Butler,
Rising Suns, great bunch of
George,
lads.
and all the
Some
boys.
great videos. George Murphy's in it. Butts, of course, is in it. Butts is, you might know from the stunt driver from from the Jack the Ripper video.
I think he was in a couple of our videos as well, wasn't he?
Probably, yeah, but I don't want to give it
No,
too
were you
much
in
credit.
any of it? Yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, like,
Wanker.
he's
Wanker
still
good
a,
fella.
he's a good musician. He's still an arsehole though. So
Yeah.
there's a bit of that. Like, but yeah, good luck to him.
Yeah.
But no, use look. They made you look really. But in fairness, you are a great fucking side. This Liverpool as a neutral. It's actually enjoyable to watch Liverpool because even when you're bad, you make the other team entertaining. It's a bit of a weird dynamic that Liverpool have. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah,
like
no,
that
I think
game.
I'm gonna call it here. I'm calling it here. I think Liverpool are gonna win the league.
I don't know. City are so good, but like that first City game, man, it was tough to watch as a Liverpool fan because City was so good. But they managed to fucking get through it. What I will say is, looking at our games, like they were laying out the games that are left in the league, say, and saying, City have an easier run in. I was kind of looking at it going, I don't know, man. I'm looking at like they were trying to make out right. United, Everton, Spurs, they're tough games. I'm kind of like, not that they're not tough games. You know what you're gonna get. Like United are playing to try and get in the Champions League. Everton are playing to try and stay in the league. Spurs are playing to try and get in the Champions League. I'd nearly rather play against teams like that you know are going to be up for it, so you have to be up for it, than playing like Brighton tonight, because you don't know what they're playing for. They're not in a relegation battle. They're not getting any European spots. Are they playing?
They're just on good form. They're good form, and they just want to keep
they're tough to beat, and they're going to be up for the game already. Are they on holidays already? You don't know. Like Newcastle, Liverpool are playing Newcastle. I was looking at the Newcastle fixture. I go, man, I don't mind playing Spurs.
And that's always a good game. It's always a good game, Liverpool and Newcastle.
That Newcastle game is dodgy. Them cunts are going to want to beat you. Every one of them is playing to be in that team for next season. They're going to go out. You know what I mean? So
they're on some fucking run as well. Like I think they got beaten by Spurs, but like
they're winning. They're winning
10 out of the last 11 games or something. Are they winning now? Are they
winning now? Yeah, and I think
it's toxic. I even said it to me dad because it was like it's poxy dad because like I love Eddie Howe, but I don't like you. So like I want Newcastle to do well for him, but for you, I want you to get relegated. And he's looking at me going, "Yeah, completely understand."
Yeah. We agree, but like tonight, I think it's half time in the City game. It's 0-0.
This is what I'm saying. I just think Man City.
I'd still think they win all the games.
Drop points than more likely to bottle than Liverpool are. I think users going to play every game now for a season and win it. And Man City will get that whop. They'll get a draw somewhere. I mean, that draw they got was a last. I can't remember who it was against.
Crystal Palace.
That was a good game. No, it was a good game. Exactly. No, but again, Palace is a good game. But Man City should be winning that. That's 3-1 on the Ackle, like, you know what I mean? So
they had every chance under the sun.
But this is what I'm saying. Liverpool would have got at least one towards the end. Diego Jota, fucking 84th minute, like, you know what I mean?
Man, Louis Diaz, what a fucking player, huh?
Yeah, he was a great sign as well. Really good sign.
I've seen one like Alisson boots the ball out of him and he takes the thing out of the air, facing his own goal and on the turn. And then with his next touch, he's bursting at he didn't break stride. And the thing's pinged at him. Do you know the way when the keeper pings it? Like, I think Alisson even slipped, so it was like head high. halfway up the pitch,
Ball spinning
smashed it.
backwards. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And he takes the thing on the turn and it doesn't break stride and takes it away with his left foot. Like he stops it with his right foot, turns on the half turn and takes it with his left foot into full stride and plays a pass inside. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, just unreal.
There's very little weakness in the Liverpool team as well.
The one thing they have done this year that they've missed every year was added to the squad. Like what used to happen every year was you get into this run in where you're in a few competitions and you're playing twice a week, every fucking week for weeks, for running. And Salah be playing 90 minutes, Mane be playing 90 minutes, Firmino be playing 90 minutes, Henderson to pick up an injury, Fabinho pick up an injury, and you just peter out. But now they're able to just 60 minutes you're off, 7 changes against Benfica in the second leg. And then they all come back in for the FA Cup semi-final. You know what I mean? And the management of the squad has been a lot better and all. So I think that's helped. But City are just a phenomenal force. So I don't know.
See, you're a phenomenal team of players, but I don't know. The few times where now again, yous have done it throughout the season when they didn't. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not having a go at City. You love City. They're great. Obviously, they're fucking an amazing team. I just think looking at it, if I had to punt on who would slip up, I'd put it on City. Because I mean, if you lose one match and they win, it's pretty much over.
Yeah.
But if they draw and yous win, yous have to lose and they have to win for them to win the league. Yeah. And I don't think I don't
know. I still I could see us even dropping points because you're getting into playing semi-finals at Champions League, and you know what I mean. There's always the potential there for.
But so are they. So are they. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, because they're in the yoke as well. So,
the one thing both sides have shown over the last couple of years, they can go 10, 12 games unbeaten. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fairly.
The two best sides in probably in the world at the minute.
What do you think of the Haaland? It looks like Haaland's gone to City now.
Yeah, but again, I thought Jack Grealish would have slotted in there and done fucking amazing, and he hasn't done bad. I think he's getting a bit of criticism and he doesn't deserve it.
No, I don't think he does. I've liked Grealish when he's in there. I think he brings a slightly different dynamic to City, but they don't seem to capitalise on it. It's like, no, you fit our system or else.
They want him to pass too early.
We'll put Sterling on instead of you. You know what I mean?
That's what it is. They're going to try to get him to play in that fucking touch and go, ticky-tack fucking kind of, you know what I mean? Whereas he usually gets the ball with us, drives the ball forward. And that's kind of how he did well for us because we were playing the ball fucking sideways and backwards. But when Grealish got the ball, then he started going forward, and that's kind of Grealish style. Get him on the ball, and he'll go forward with the ball. He'll get you a free kick, and he'll fucking, you know what I mean? He'll frustrate
but City don't want him.
Yeah, City don't want him to do. You don't want him to, because we again at Villa we says to him, right, Jack, we play around you. You do.
Yeah.
There's no limits on what you can do,
and it does take time for you to blend into that.
He's in a regime.
So
now,
do you think City haven't played for the last 2 seasons without a striker? Now all of a sudden going out and buying a striker. Is there a transition period, so to speak, where they have to change the way they play? All the other players have to get used to it. Like you have De Bruyne slipping into that false 9, Foden, Sterling. They've all played to varying degrees. Sometimes they'll do it during the match, they'll just rotate and all. Now you have a fixed point up there, and one of them players has to drop out. You're not going to be able to fit Foden. De Bruyne.
But you pull De Bruyne back because his natural position is right. So then
you're losing. Does Silva drop out? Does Gundogan drop out? Does Mahrez drop out? Does Sterling? Like you can't fit them. Like if you're going to have a fixed focal centre forward, you know what I mean? That's one spot gone.
Yeah, but if you sign Haaland, he has to start anyway.
Of course, and if you're paying
Guardiola knows his shit. I'm sure he has.
No, it's just you kind of think, right?
Because players are going. Who's Fernandinho's going? Oh, he said he was leaving, didn't he?
Yeah, but he hasn't been playing.
No, I know, but what I'm saying
is,
they're going to get players. They're going to go out naturally anyway. So probably.
I'd say you
probably get rid of 2 players.
I'd say Sterling will probably move on this summer. It has that look about it, doesn't it?
Well, he's going to like. Yeah, he's going to.
But Grealish is naturally going to come into his position there, and then like that, you take one of those attacking options out every game because it's going to be Haaland. So all of a sudden, one of those 3 players is gone. You know what I mean? I'd say Jesus will probably go as well. You could probably see that.
Yes, I mean, there'll be a few players going out, so the team will naturally change anyway, and there'll probably be one or two more players coming in as well. No fucking City, but yeah, look, if they get Haaland, they're going to be a real threat. I think he'll hit the ground running. He's one of these just
Yeah.
Ronaldo, natural, Messi, natural fucking footballers that will get you goal. Knows where the goal is. Like a bleeding Rob McCoy or a fucking Lewandowski. One of these sort of
Boy, what a shout.
Roy McCoy. Yeah, remember him. One of these sort of players that just fucking knows where the goal is
Yeah,
and will
yeah.
just get you.
And
Will
some
get you the
cunt that
goals.
like that, Jermaine Defoe or something, some cunt
Alan
that
Shearer, just somebody
yeah.
that once they know where the goal is, they take a shot. The ball tends to go in, and he's big, he's strong enough for the fucking for the Premier League. He's aggressive.
Do you know what though? I personally think that I think Harry Kane would have been the better one for them. Just on the grounds that
I don't think so.
Oh, there's the goal. Mahrez took about 16 bobbles, 4 deflections, and then they get it. And that's the way you're going to get it. That's why I think City will
win the league. That's how you win the league.
I think they will. Like you can see fucking Pep, the sweat rolling off his head there. Yeah, little baldy prick you.
What's gone? Yeah. About 60 odd?
Yeah, it's 53 minutes. It was literally Brighton gave it away on the halfway line. Gave it away cheaply. City broke quickly. De Bruyne runs with it. Tackle. They could have fouled him, didn't foul him. Tackle, deflection. Lands to Mahrez. He goes to hit it, deflects out, defender and goes in. Oh, he actually took it. The keeper was going to save it and it hooked off his bleeding toe and went the other way. Oh, you jammy bastard. Yeah.
Take them all day. Take them all day.
What do you think of Fulham going up?
Delayed.
Watching a bit of them yesterday. Obviously, I'm watching them for Carvalho, who looks like Liverpool have signed. Smashing fucking player.
Yeah.
But
that's the worry, though, isn't it? That again, like Fulham go up, win the league, up promoted early. That's it. Job done. Yoink, 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 yoink. Yeah. Now stay in the Premiership. Like it's fucking.
Well, his contract was out. Mitrovic will stay there. Harry Wilson obviously signed for him. He'll stay there. You hope he can do a bit of business, but the one thing you don't want to see with Fulham coming back up is being so open and expansive in their football. Like it was nice to see when they were up the last time, but they were like.
But see, the thing is, but it worked against the Villas and the fucking, do you know what I mean? The lower teams, say the teams that will come up with them, it'll work against them. They'll get points doing it. They just have to adjust.
You have to it up at the back.
You have to adjust and go, like, right, we're playing against fucking Chelsea today. We're not going to try and win this match 4-0. Hunker down, you know what I mean? Put one striker on, like 5-4. One, the whatever formation you want to fucking do, like put 2 strikers on, have to put your subs and all that. But just, you know what I mean? But look, they might just come up and do enough. You know what I mean? They're a good side. And the Championship is a difficult league. It's not too far off the bottom half of the Premiership standard wise. The top part of the Championship and the bottom half. It's, I mean, there's not huge gaps there.
It's close.
Yes, it's. I mean, obviously there is still a gap, but it's not huge. And Fulham are essentially a Premier League side. They've been in it a lot, so you know they're that kind of that caliber-ish. So look at all the best of them. And
an honourable mention to Wayne Rooney and Derby County down to League One.
Good. Like I mean, I had a strong Derby into on me. Super 6 had them 2-1 every fucking just because I wanted them to win. And Rooney, what a fella. You know what I mean? Hats off to him. A lot of respect for him. I don't think he'll be there next season. I don't think anyone could begrudge him.
He's been saying that he's going to stay.
I don't think he will.
I know, but he's saying he's going to stay, and it looks like they've a new owner coming in, so they'll come out of administration. Well, you hope so before they get deducted another bleeding 12 points going into next year. But when you think about it, 21 points they were deducted. Like if they had them 21 points, they'd be mid-table.
Oh yeah, they were so unlucky because there was a time there was like, oh, these. They're going to fucking do. They went on a mad little streak,
and like they were
winning games. They should. That's what I mean. Like with nobody playing with kids.
And any player that done anyway half decent was like, we need to sell you to give money off to fucking our expenses. You know what I mean?
Rooney was paying some of the fucking wages and all. Like out of his own pocket. Like so. No man, fucking fair play to him. Like it's Like what he did was admirable, just as a manager and as a lover of football, for staying and turning down the Everton job and things
Yeah.
like that. Like, and so I think if he goes, I don't think anyone will begrudge him. Maybe the Burnley,
No, but
the
do you
Burnley.
know what? Do you know what though? If they were to stabilize the club, he was to take League One and he was to get them back up in the Championship. That'd be for his managerial career in a sense. That would be better than I think trying to jump ship. And where would you go? Like Everton?
I say
Who
Burnley.
Burnley? Who the fuck would want to manage them at the moment either? You know, well, I
Yeah,
suppose Burnley coming down, you have the parachute payments and all. Like, there's money there. The new owner is a bit dodgy though. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Dyche after being there for 7 years. You know,
nine
it
and a
could be a
half
bit
years
weird.
ago.
Was it? Yeah, something like
No,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. So.
nearly 10 years. Yeah, and
Right. Do you wanna jump onto a different topic before we bore everyone to death
sure.
with football?
I keep getting boils on my
Tyson
penis.
Fury fighting this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, Dillian White.
What do you think?
See, the thing is, I don't like White. Him and Chisora are just
No.
two
Yeah.
fighters that I
Yeah.
just don't like.
No
Every time they
endearing
fight, I want
qualities.
them to lose. They just have a bad attitude, a chip on their shoulder, and they're just not likable. There's nothing that kind of would draw you to them as a fan. And even fighting wise, the professional boxers, they're good. They knock me out. They're good boxers, but it's levels. Like, and then when you get to the top, you're never going to be
I don't know. Now, in
best.
saying that, Red, like, you've been doing a little bit. You know what I mean? You've been doing a little bit.
That is
4 or 5 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah. That's just it's the way Tera. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, he's yeah. I just want Tyson Fury to beat him, and I want him to beat it early as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, but the problem is though, White is such a prick. He'll walk in, he'll get knocked out early, and then say, "Oh yeah, I did that because fuck them and all. Like, they're not paying me enough, and I'm not going there to do 12
Yeah, there was
rounds of
shit
it."
over the contract and all, wasn't it? They
Yeah,
were
just
saying that.
just like I said, you go what kind of want parity in his league. This I'm saying, you have this chip on the shoulder, like, oh, he's getting X amount of million, I'm only getting this. And it's like, well, nobody's going to watch you.
No one gives a fuck about you.
yeah, well, nobody's going to watch you. They're all going to watch him, and you happen to be also there. And because you're also there, here you get this. But everyone's going to pay to see him. Oh no, I want fucking 40%.
Yeah.
You're not getting 40%, pal. Like, you're not, like,
And that's the weird thing about boxing. It's like, not that it's the weird thing, but it's the rankings. He's the next guy. You have to fight him. And then the cunt starts going, yeah, well, I demand this and I demand. It's like, no, I'm only fighting you because I have to.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll start pulling belts off me and all if I don't fight you. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like you're Joshua. The fans want to see this fight. Like, it's
Well, that's a 50-50.
Yeah,
Joshua and Logan's a
it's
50-50.
It's I have to fight you. Like, you're next, and you're bitching.
I didn't ask you. They told me I have to fight you. Like,
you know what I mean? So it's
just sign the
bit,
contract and shut up. Like, how much do you think of Kinnan's boxing has
obviously
officially non-trading? I think today.
You don't really want to get into the discussions on that because it's,
that's true. That is true.
You know the way Ireland is. It's a small place. The thing that I get right, there's a lot of bitching and moaning about fighters. There's even been UFC fighters and all have come out and shown respect to Kinahan. And I think what people don't get, maybe outside of Ireland or the UK or whatever, is that you do sometimes know these gangsters that are just lads around the way.
Alleged
gangsters. No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about other people. You do know these types that are gangsters, and they're sound.
Oh yeah,
and they do anything for you.
Yeah.
And if someone was to ask you, "Oh, that guy, he's a scumbag," this, that, and the other, you'd be like, "He's always been all right to me." Like, he's, you know. So these guys are in the gym. He's coming in. He's trying to help their careers out. He's doing stuff for them, and they have nice things to say about him.
Yeah.
And that's the way, like, a lot of these type of characters in Ireland and places like that are cool like that. They're into these things. They're into their sports. They're into whatever, and they look after people around them, and they, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that was just one comment I wanted to make on it, where I'm saying people, all media want to called out by these fighters, and these fighters are going, look, I don't know what he's into or not into, but all I know is he comes into the gym. He's looked after me. He's helped me in my career, and that's all I want to talk about, and they don't seem to be happy with that. So no,
No, they're going for blood. They're going for blood.
we wanted to
They have a
condemn,
story.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean,
have a
and
story to sell. That's the same.
I don't really agree with that because, like, well, if you don't know that with a business, then it's none of your business. You know what I mean? So if you know him for bouncing around the gym and he's helped you out and he sorted you out with a manager or an agent and that got you a good fight and you made a few quid and you were looked after, and well, then of course you're gonna say, well, you look, I don't know what he's doing or hasn't done, but to me he's been a nice guy, like, and you're entitled to say that, like, you know what I mean? So that's the one thing I would say, and I wouldn't get too far into any of the alleged stuff.
Well, the guy I'd say as well, like, I watch James English podcasts, and James English put that he was over in Dubai for holiday or that, and he did a podcast with Kinnan, and there was like, they put the trailer out and all, like, and I was watching going, this is actually going to be really good, like, I mean, he seems like I'm just like, whatever, maybe a bit of a, I don't want to say what character because I don't think that popular either, but a kind of likable, roguey kind of vibe off him. But then it didn't go live because of some legal issues. But this is before all this kind of shit. This is about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But there was it didn't go air for it, which is a shame because it would have been like, and even that's what I like about those style of podcasts is that you kind of get to sit down and talk to the person. Because I mean, everyone's done shit that they're not proud of. Everyone's done what they're doing.
Yeah,
or
but
that,
I think this alleging is on another level. You know what I mean? When you
I understand that. I understand that. But when you get to sit down with somebody and then just having like these chats,
of course,
with them, you do get the kind of
the media is bollocks. The media is out for a pound of flesh, whatever way they decide they want the pound of flesh. You know what I mean? 100%. Like they could just as easily be bigging him up and have him on RTE as a fucking broadcaster. You know what I mean? It would depend which way they want to go with it. Like he could have a lifetime.
Jimmy Savile,
politics.
BBC. Jimmy Savile, BBC. Jimmy Savile,
like
BBC.
If he was into grooming kids and all, like he'd be fucking all over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, it's just that the actual the organization closing down. Like, is that loads of fighters' contracts gone and shit now, or
no? Or did they close? Is that?
I think the business, the MTK boxing, is ceased trading, I believe. So,
well, that's probably the fucking American government that come looking for them. Like that's when shit hits the fan, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
That's when you all of a sudden can't operate anywhere in the world. Like, and it's probably hasn't helped them that they went like, oh yeah, he's no longer a part of this company, and then 2 days later there's pictures of him in Dubai with the whole company, all the boxers and fighters and all. It's like all over Instagram and all. But that's the kind of life they lead, isn't it? So, in terms of Fury, I suppose with the fight coming up, it's there's another proxy deflected goal. Foden. Like the worst.
Speaking of Fury, watch Tera snap.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? Other years, I'd have been like, look, I remember company scoring against fucking Leicester and all. Like,
that pinger, like,
I was like, go on, hit it, thinking that's going into the stand and went to the top corner. There'll be other years where I'd be a bit annoyed, but this year I'm not. You're gonna win it that they deserve it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be by a point or something, and it's fucking close. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do. We had to go to the Etihad and beat them. We were lucky to come away with a point like that good. But if they beat us in the league, hopefully we beat them in the Champions League final or something. You know what I mean?
So yeah, Fury.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to retire?
No, I think he wants the Joshua fight. I think they'll do that before they go. But it'll be it'll be a fucking 12-rounder decision draw, and then they both raise their hands and it'll go off like that. But I think he definitely wants the Joshua fight. I think Joshua just for because again Joshua's towards the end where he's saying because even who do you fight? It's kind of like a bit as you've noticed, and it's the same kind of 4 names that are just being kind of mingled around, and they pulled Dillian White in there just because for whatever, but he'll be spat back out, and there. So it's being Wilder, Fury, Joshua, and fucking
Usyk,
yeah. So I mean, them 4. Maybe Parker was thrown in, but again, they were kind of whipping boys, and Andy Ruiz come in as a whipping boy. Done a bit of an upset.
Who's he fighting? Span or who's he's fighting an MMA fighter? Andy
Ruiz
Ruiz, yeah.
in boxing or in MMA?
Spong or Spong, well, I can't remember who it was. Yeah, in boxing, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No, he's not going
that's what I
over
was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Like,
stuff,
it was like,
stuff takedowns and fucking take head kicks, like.
but the fairness, he took although he got paid, he was balling after the
Oh,
Joshua fight. Like,
he was balling after that.
yeah,
What a fucking mug, though. You know what I mean? Put your head
yeah.
down like that. That was your chance, and he
But
just
like,
got
all your money's gone now. And then when you
on.
fight, you do your 3 or more fights. Like, you're gonna have to sell the gaff in 4 years. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, and all your diamond jewelry and all, you have to pawn all that. Like, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Because again, he went out. No, fairness, for the rematch, he got paid again. So I reckon he'll live comfortably. I'd say he probably would have got 10 million over the 2 fights. Like, so he should be grand. But if he's gonna keep spending like that, I don't think he will be. Because again, now he's lost the second fight, he goes back to obscurity, and fighting the 6th and 7th ranked and the undercards. Well, not undercards, but you know, second last fights and shit.
Nobody wants to see him. Like, if he'd have beaten Joshua again, he's off to the races. You know what I mean?
He's fucking he's global, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, and the second fight, you could see that all the first fight kind of. He didn't even train, I don't think, you know what I mean? He was just fucking going around celebrating.
Come here, the cunt on Joe Rogan talking about, you know, fuck it, this is it, and we made it and all, like, while he's out partying and eating like shit and all. Yeah. If there was ever an opportunity for you to motivate yourself to get your shit together.
Oh yeah, that's the main. Like, if you were to beat Andy Joshua, then that's fucking colossal. Like, it's colossal. Like, you're fucking, and then go back to, because the money to make in America is, like, I mean, that's a Fury and Joshua are doing well, but the money some of these boxers make in America, look at Floyd Mayweather, like billions, like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's fucking, they're MGM grands now on the pay-per-views, and they're selling out 50,000 fucking seaters and shit, that like $1,000 for the shit ticket and all, like, mad money they're making, like. But
do you think Triple G Canelo is that in the works that we're talking about? The trilogy?
Oh, Joe, I'd like to see them both fight first. One more fight beforehand, a little, because
Golovkin has a fight recently, man, and he looked his age. You know what I mean? He looked
that's what I'm worried about. Whereas Canelo still has it. Canelo's he's a monster. So I love Golovkin, like, but I don't want to see him.
Yeah, when he's too old,
based off name. It's name rather than merit. And yeah, no. So,
especially not against Canelo, like, that's the last punch you want to go in
there.
Canelo,
that fucking kidney punch, he's bleeding crippled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm happy. I think they both got one. So,
what was it? A draw on Canelo? I thought Golovkin definitely won the first one.
I gave Golovkin the first one. So I think it's 1-1 of them. If I was Golovkin, I wouldn't do it. Now, if they're saying, look, it was 15 million there for you, I'd be like, all right, I'll take 2 rounds with Canelo.
For that, like, take that body shot and dip out.
Make it look like you're trying, and then just, like, lean into one of them. Don't get hit the body, just lean into a headshot, bang, you're gone. Hard luck, well done. And Andy Ruiz still fuck out with this.
Yeah, we balling.
Yeah, no, the only thing about Fury is, like, you have to wonder. Now, he doesn't seem to be, because apparently he's gone off all social medias and all that. He doesn't take White lightly, because that's what Joshua did to Ruiz, and look what happened. So, like, I hope Fury is in training, he's doing all what he has to do, and once that happens, then it's a bit of a,
yeah.
You know,
like, I know there's nothing better than a comeback, you know what I mean? So it's, for him, it's a marketing ploy nearly when he says, oh yeah, I'm retiring after this, and I'm not going to fight Joshua. He had his chance and all. It's obviously a marketing ploy, isn't it? We get this fight out of the way, and then we start trying to market the Joshua fight. Oh, I'm not going to do it. Right, fuck it, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, see, he won't, because Joshua would just be like, he retired because he didn't want to fight me. because he knew the fight was coming up next, and that's why he retired.
Joshua can't say shit, though. He got smashed by Usyk, like.
Well, Usyk is no fucking mug. I think Usyk would stick up to Fury, like.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, Joshua can't bounce around like Yeah, you know what I mean. He retired before he fought me because he was afraid. You got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. What the fuck you thought? You know what I mean? Like,
I know,
there's
but they
only
still say it.
yeah,
They
no,
still
but
say it. Like,
yeah, but no one's having that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's, until Fury proves him wrong, he's right.
Yeah, but didn't he?
Do you know what I mean?
Wasn't he trying to fight him, and then it was this Wilder fight had to happen, or he was
But
going to
that's, I
get
mean, there's
knocked
contractual.
around. Like,
That's one of the shit things about boxing is the
the rematch clause as well.
the clauses, and then the kind of well, you're WBO, so you have to fight him next. Yeah, but I want to fight him for the WBC. Yeah, well, because of this cut, and if you don't, you have to renege on the belt. All right, so I have to fight this cunt now, and it, you know what I mean. Like, so all that sort of shit is a bit annoying. The scheduling of it is very rigid. And it's not like, well, look at the fans don't want to see that fight. The fans all want to see this fight. Let's do this. Like UFC, Dana White's going, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, like why don't you get fucking like Chimaev versus fucking Gilbert Burns? And he's like, yeah, that seems like a good fight. Burns, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? All right, there's a fight. Do you know what I mean? That kind of what's the word? Not lucid, but you know, that just kind of
Fluidity.
Yeah, that you can just kind of go, what do the fans want next? This, will you do it? Yeah, all right, there you go, bang.
Yeah, but that's handy when all the fighters are contractually signed to one organization.
Yeah,
the problem with
that's been just so many. That's what the problem with boxing is.
Bob Arum trying to do deals with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn trying to do deals with Kinnan, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then
Oscar De La Hoya pops his head up like,
but then you're also, it's like Bellator and fucking UFC trying to make an agreement on a fight with one fighter, and then PFL and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you have these different organizations as well as different promoters and all. Like, it's weird. But yeah. Speaking of UFC, we didn't really talk about the Chimaev fight, did we?
We didn't at all, to be honest with you.
What did you make of it?
Yeah, it was really good. I was really impressed by him. He's showed a lot of heart. Showed that, like, because Burns tagged him a couple of times, square on.
Yeah,
and he chewed him. And Burns has knockout power, like, and he adjusted and fucking went through a war. And I think he won the fight. I think Chimaev did win the fight.
Yeah, because, especially because he nearly finished it in that first round.
Yeah, that's it. The Burns was quite lucky. Yeah,
and the other two rounds where Pick'em, you know, they both went fucking head to head and just swang.
But I think Chimaev kind of commanded the pace of the fight a bit as well, and
yeah, he brought it. But I definitely think he was rocked more than he thought, and there was a couple of times, especially
that overhand right, he got caught with, man. That fucking
where he was wobbly, and it was just instinct or fucking or pure savagery. The barbarian in him just got fuck it, you know what I mean? Just kept going. He definitely seen. I think he's seen himself in parts of a fight that he needed to see before he comes up against the likes of an Usman or Covington or someone like that. He needed to be tested. He needed to be put through adversity. He needed to feel what it was like when you don't just run over, pick the guy up, throw him on the ground and tap him out or punch him in the head and he drops. He needed to feel someone who was like, oh yeah, that was a good shot and I'm hurt, but I'm still here. Yeah. And also, here's a shot for you, and you know, into the third round, and you're both fucking on your last legs and gasping for air, and you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like that match fitness, you know what I mean? You can train as hard as you want, but you need that game time. You need to get in there.
But the only problem then is that, not problem. Next question for Hamzat is, if so, you did a 3-rounder there. It was a bit tired at the end. The next one is a 5-er. And can you do a 5-er? Now, I think he beats Colby in 3 anyway. I'm a big Colby fan.
The one thing this fight has done, it's taken that sheen of invincibility off him. And
he's definitely
been brought back.
Who's going to beat him? Who's going to beat him?
He's been brought back into that reality where you're like, okay, yeah, I could see where Colby beats him. I could see where Usman beats him, you know. Before that, you're like, where the fuck did these guys beat him? Like, he's knocking out cunts and he's picking them up and he's carrying them over to Dana White and he's dropping them and he's fucking you know what I mean? Like, you haven't seen any chinks. Now you're seeing chinks and you're like, shit, Burns could have beat him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
I,
mean?
don't-
It's
I
more,
don't know, but yeah, I think Colby though, because he's so big, fucking Hamza. I think Colby struggles with the wrestling to get him because it's going to be hard for Colby to get his foot around because if Hamza's going to lean forward a bit or whatever, you can't get the hook on the legs and stuff like that to get him down and then but at the same time taking punches. Now I know he's a bit of a chin. He dropped, but he didn't phase him too much when Masvidal hit him that clean should have knocked him out. If that was in the first round, it probably would have knocked you out round because all the power was in it. But I don't know. I can see him getting rocked, and again because like see when he got rocked by Masvidal, like
yeah.
Chimaev can do that, but once he's down, Chimaev can jump
Like
on him and fucking.
I think what people forget is Kobe Covington has a fucking chin. Like he's got
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I did say that he
he's
has a
he,
chin,
but
but
he's got hit with them Usman shots that fucking sent bleeding
oh yeah,
Masvidal into all of
his
his, you know what I
jaw
mean?
broken on. He was still going.
You
Like
know what
he's
I
a
mean?
tough,
Like
tough
so,
fella.
but it makes it a much more interesting fight, and you have a bit more data to go off. Like, okay, now we can start to break down the X's and O's and say, right, Kobe might win it here, but Chimaev, we've seen him wrestle, we've seen him struggle with wrestle, we've seen him struggle with game plans where he's reckless. Where Kobe went into that fight with Masvidal full of emotion and fucking all that, but he fucking stuck to the game plan. He grinded out that win. And at the
Yeah,
end of the day, that's what you know what I mean. So you start to be able to weigh them up and go, right, well, Chimaev has a chance, Kobe has a chance. Chimaev can wrestle, but Kobe will wrestle for 5 rounds. Well, I haven't seen
yeah.
Chimaev wrestle for 5 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, so it makes it interesting. I still think I'd lean with Kobe, I think, but fuck me, Chimaev is the real deal. You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
I just think Chimaev catches him and utilizes it the way Masvidal couldn't.
He could, yeah, and I think with cardio wise, he's a better chance of in the fourth or fifth round still being able to land that punch where Masvidal ran out of steam and he did.
Masvidal bollocks
Even
for
when
him
he caught
totally.
him, even when he did catch him that time, Masvidal, he didn't have the energy reserve to capitalize on it because like if I
Yeah,
go for this cunt and he fucking gets out of the way and all, I sprint and then I bollocks and he finished me. So he was reserved. He didn't go for it. Where I think fucking Chimaev just goes, chin, wobble, let's go, and just runs
yeah.
at the cunt, like,
No,
you know
he's
what I
on
mean?
it again. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
been very interesting fight. But yeah, I just think the reach and stuff is just and like Hamzat, like he can box. His stand up is really good as well.
yeah.
Um, and much better than Colby's, I think. Like Colby's good at throwing the combo to go in for the dart, like.
It's all a set up, though, isn't it?
That's
It's a
what I
set
mean.
up
But you
for the.
get used to that then, and you get ready to wind up the uppercut or whatever. But no, look, yeah, it's interesting fight. I'd rather see him fight Colby than Burns again because I hear that talking about Burns again. Now saying that Burns knows like, and the two like they got fighting tonight. So if they both want it, I reckon.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Like, would it not be cooler, like, if Chimaev went to be, say, Usman or something, got the title, and then goes, right, Bones rematch? You know what I mean? Like, do it
Yeah, but see, the
then.
thing is, if he doesn't, say he beats Colby and then doesn't beat Usman, Burns probably want to fight Usman. Do you know what I mean? Like so.
He's not getting that Usman fight again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To
that's
be
another thing
honest,
as well. Yeah.
I'd like to see Bones against Belal Muhammad. That's what I'd like to see next. I think
Oh,
just it will kind of eliminate one of them. Then you know what I mean from the chasing pack. Going to get one of them out there. I wouldn't like to see the Chimaev fight again right now. I don't want to see Chimaev against Colby. You know what I mean? You
I
can't
don't know.
dangle.
It was a fucking war. It was a
It was a
war. Like, it
good
was a
fight,
really good.
but
It was a good
you
fight.
want
Like,
to see what's next for him. Like you don't want him to get bogged down fighting Bones. Let's go fucking fight Chimaev. Go Covington now. You know what I mean? Let's keep it rolling. You know what I mean? You just sometimes on these runs, like when it's just general fighters, you go, yeah, maybe we need to see that shit again. But
and Colby is definitely got under his skin. I know. Chimaev thinks he's this kind of smooth talking little, but Colby already calls him cum shot.
yeah, great
That's a
show,
it's a great name.
great
Like
show.
so, but he'll definitely just wind them up to the point where he'll McGregor him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To the point where he just gets so fucking angry and, as you're saying, Colby can do that and then stick to the game plan.
Yeah.
So why I wasn't even angry at Bournes that he couldn't stick to the game plan. Like,
He definitely came out there humbled as well, didn't he?
oh,
Like
100%.
at the end of it, he wasn't like, "I smash." He was like, "Oh fuck, brother." That
Yeah.
was, you know what I mean?
But now saying that again, he said it. He didn't shy away from it. He's not like, do you know what I mean? He kind of said it in this. So I'm kind of humbled here. Like I'm at seeing what the top level is like here, and fuck me, these guys can hit hard. You can take shots, like, so I'll have to work on some stuff.
What do you think of Diallo, Peter Yan? We did kind of say that you could maybe see Aldo do a bit better. I thought he won it now. I thought he won it. I don't think there was much controversy there, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't a great fight.
No.
To be honest.
But I think he fought the right fight. You have to fight against Yan because Yan is just a fucking barbarian.
Yeah, but that's the problem with it, like, it's because you get and then you get spoiled as well with Bournes and fucking, and even like the Mackenzie Dern fight and Tisha Torres, that was a good fight as well. Like, I really enjoyed that fight.
Dern is a sicko.
Yeah, she fucking mad.
See the way she fucking took the back and all, like.
She was weird. There's some points you go, "Oh, Torres has it," and then you go, "No, if you look under her, she actually has it right where she wants it." And, like, she's upside down and all.
Yeah, and it's like, "Oh, she get out of it," and it's like, "No, you won't."
Yeah, it's fucking mad.
It was almost like she jumped guard or something, but like a koala bear just locked on, and then eventually dragged it down and got it done. But yeah. The only thing she was lacking was her striking, and her striking has got better. So I can see
that's the first time I seen her. I thought she was a good stand up. Now, because you were all saying that Torres was the stand up fighter, I thought Darren held her own. She got some good.
No, well, Tisha Torres will be she'd be a grinder. You know what I mean? She'll stand with you and then she'll grind out. She'll grapple and fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's levels to that shit. But I think the problem Mackenzie Dern as in some of her fights I've seen with her was she didn't know how to get the fight to the ground. Her striking wasn't good enough to set up the groundwork. So she got a bit like, do you remember Damien Moya there for a while, his last couple of fights where he was literally just walking in and trying to take a leg and going to step out of the way and punch him in the head, like, and he walk in like there was no, it was like, if I ever do get your leg, it's over.
Yeah.
But you just have to stop me from doing that. And I've no setup for it. Like he's literally trying to throw a punch and say, like, it was so obvious. Like she was a bit like that. She would just try and throw a punch and go for it. And cunts are just like to see it coming a mile away. And it was the same maneuver over. And now she's like, yeah, we'll stand and strike from it, boom, and then grab you. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh shit. You know, you get lulled into this, oh yeah, we're going to have a stand-up for you here. And then all of a sudden it can switch because you have the other methods of getting the fight into the position that you need to then implement the fucking killer game. You know what I mean? But
sure do.
Volkanovski kind of went away. I think fucking everyone expected, wasn't it? It's kind of sad to see Koreans all be like that. I don't think he should have been in there. You're kind of happy for him that he got the opportunity, but Volkanovski,
and that's why they call him the zombie, because the fuckers kept like,
they
kept going. Like, you know,
that's the type of shit where you want to see the towel go in the fucking round before it, like, when the refs warning them and all, like, and it's like, what?
No, we'd say that. I'd say he said to the towel, or to the corner.
Yeah.
On the nose, yeah. Hey, Mr. Towel. Yeah, don't throw a towel in. No matter what happens, don't throw a towel in. So, and they probably say,
I know, I get that, but you have to protect the fighter. And I think what tends to happen is the referee will say, you know, I need to see something or whatever. But the other fighter then has so much respect for them that they take the foot off the gas. Like, I remember RDA a couple of weeks ago against Mike Cano, and he was beating him to a pulp, like,
that
was round. And he takes the foot off the gas, and then Mike Cano kind of gets his wits about him and then starts cracking him with shots. And it's like, now we can beat you, like, when you literally just walked in there and finished it, but you were too nice, like, so.
But if you get the 3 rounds and says, right, that's me done, and then, but your man then, Mike Cano, just came out of nowhere in the 4th round and won it. But like landed some good shots, and it was like
good shots, and he was cracking, and you could see the RDA was just snap, just little pops. He wasn't putting anything
point scoring, like,
and then all of a sudden he's getting rocked. he's fucking So you have to kind of be careful.
That was a
with
great card, in fairness to it.
Yeah.
That was the best card I've seen in a while.
Hey.
So if you better
Right.
go because it's
Yeah.
quarter bleeding 10. We should be in bed half an hour ago.
Bit late for red here, but yeah. Cheers, folks, for tuning in.
To our sports version
one or two of yous.
Yeah, our sports version of this, whatever this is.
Yeah. It's been a slow news week. There hasn't been much happening. Who the fuck wants to talk about politics? Balls and dicks.
All right, so let's call it quits. Still got it.
What's this shit popping up now? Fuck off. Right. Yeah.
What's all the shit?
What's all the shit? Yeah. Leave it at that. So, and
Right,
we'll
folks.
catch you soon. Cheers for tuning in. Peace.